Okay, we are live. All good. I hate this topic. Like, that's why I'm gonna do it. You know? Start studio. The video looks pretty good today. Okay. That is the top. This is the topic I am attempting today. I am not a fan of it at all. Wow. I've just realized something. There's a groove for the wire in my pentagraph, yeah, for the microphone. And I was wondering what that was for when I saw it. Okay, now it hit me because it's really uncomfortable. This wire just sticking out, being loose. Okay, I hate this topic. Business and cultural contact between countries. Business contact and cultural contact. Loss of national identities. All right, I'm gonna start by defining the terms business contact. I think it's pretty clear what business contact means. So, yeah, just trade. Just trade, yeah. And cultural contact. Yeah, I don't know what that means though. Cultural contact. They're giving us two things, two topics. I wonder if this is authentic. Maybe, what if it's not authentic? Then I'm just wasting my time. Cultural contact. Cultural contact. What does that mean? Like in real life, right? In real life, like actual realistic scenario. How do you contact with another culture? Like exchange, what, like festivals, tourism, what the hell is it? Discuss both views and give your own opinion. I'll make the plan, and then I'll write the essay. Okay, I'll set a timer. Good day, hi. My video looks really good today. Or maybe it's just me. Yeah, it looks sharp. The colors are decent. Yeah. Alright, time pressure is on. Plan. I don't have an opinion yet. First, I need to brainstorm. So, first, positive effects of cultural contact. Positive effects between countries, business, and yeah. Well, so business is good for the economy. Cultural exchange is good for tolerance. Tolerance means tolerating others, you know. So, on the other hand, negative effects. The loss of national identity. Okay, so loss of national identity is number one. It should be number two because it's related to culture, and I'm talking about business first. Yeah, let's fix that actually. So loss of national identity, and business-wise, they can start to uh, all right, so imagine Uzbekistan and the USA are having like business deals. What would be the consequences? So they would try to intervene, interfere with internal affairs, try to control, etc. Yeah, okay. So why is it good for the economy? When you establish trade with developed countries, you can they can give you loans, can give you their technology and practices. Example, cars, right? Car manufacturing. Cars, if you have, for example, if you somehow do with Germany or Japan, our car industry would have to would develop through competition. And this is, but that's not economical though. It can lead to development. Through competition. Okay, tolerance, cultural exchange. So, how can we exchange culture? So once we experience and exchange culture, through festivals and tourism, whatnot, then what happens? So it's easier to embrace it and not judgmental, not to be judgmental, right? As a result, we can build strong relationships. It would reduce conflicts in the world. Conflicts in the world. In the world. Chinese traditions and their food. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Fairs. How would they? So they could give us a loan. Mm. In exchange for political power in the government. So this limits freedom. It's a form of invasion. Example, USA. Does it? With who did USA try to manipulate like that? USA did it with who? With who? With who? With who? It was like European countries, maybe. You know, force them to be allies. Okay, loss of national identity. Loss of national identity. Wait. Yeah, I don't really know about this one, to be honest. So, if you exchange culture, you lose your identity. Is that a thing? Yeah, I don't see how that would happen, but okay. I'll just try to make something up. National identity. So, they try. Uh-huh. So, one culture might try to impose their values or disrespect the others. And this would be what? And this would be what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Erode the culture, whatever. For example, Russian culture is slowly taking over in Uzbekistan. His clothing and holidays like Christmas. Mm-hmm. And clothing, Christmas, and dating before marriage stuff. Stuff. example. Huh. Distribute. From a partnership deal with manufacturers such as RTMers. Adopting their superior 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 expertise. tourism and shared festivals help bridge this gap and promote close friendly ties. Ports. Exchange. culturally, in addition, threaten. Choices, what else? Holidays and recent years. Locals adopting, revealing clothing items, Christian holidays like New Year and changing, marriage. Marriage what? Date before marriage. conclusion, despite the despite the tempting benefits associated with rapid development and friendly and tolerant attitudes, cultures I consider relationships with countries to be to be intrusive, to be politically intrusive and culturally detrimental. Uh, I think I did a good job considering how difficult the topic was, but ChatGPT's version is obviously much better. Yeah, as usual. But it does not despair me. Instead, it inspires me. So there's room for improvement. No matter how good you are, there's always room for improvement. Yeah, so I'll try to learn and get better. I I hate the fact that my essay was over 300 words. I usually try to write fewer than 300 words, but I've been failing to do that, to achieve that in my recent essays. Hi, Simon Zain. What's up? Surajuddin. I am conducting offline lessons at IELTS Zone, yes. I sent the essay, my original essay, my plan, and the ChatGPT, the version the ChatGPT corrected to the group, to my Telegram channel. I think there's a link to it in the description. Maybe not in the description, but yeah. How to improve my IELTS writing task 2. Well, a few actionable things you can do, actionable tips I can give you are: first, make a plan. For example, I spent, like for this essay, I spent over 10 minutes for planning again. Yeah, and you can see how detailed my plan was. And then yeah, it just helps your ideas be more focused. And that brings me to my next point: idea development and clarity of your communication is much more important than using fancy language. Yeah, so don't try to impress the examiner with your language. Try to do it with your ideas. How well you can communicate your ideas in English. That's the key in IELTS writing task 2 as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, for some reason I get really sad after I write an essay. I mean, I got really sad about this one because it was hard, and this is probably not band 9. Yeah, it's probably about not band 9, it's probably like 8.5. Huh. Yeah, I'm actually really struggling. I'm actually really struggling. I need a miracle tomorrow to get a band 9 in writing. I mean, obviously that's what I'm aiming for, but I think it takes a miracle. Will you be checking subscribers' essays? Please say yes. Sure, you can send your essay. I can take a look. anime spirit. Go ahead, send it in the Telegram, in the comment section of the last post. Yeah, and after that I'll write a task one. Because yeah, my task one is not that great either. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so negative and so pessimistic. I guess just in my nature. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I should get band 9 for task response here. Yeah, it's definitely band 9 for task response. Yeah, but something's gonna go wrong. Like, it's like 8.5. Most likely. I guess yours is just as good, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. So I said entire yeah, I meant entire cultures. Edit. You dated before marriage, don't be hypocritical. Well, I'm not being hypocritical. I'm saying these things used to be. Okay, wait, you're not watching it. So, I'm not being hypocritical. Hypocritical. I'm saying these things used to be frowned upon, but now are acceptable. Just making an observation. I'm a neutral observer in this context. Telegram, okay, why does he cook? I did, sir. Big thanks in advance. My task one is not so great. Always spend 8.5 folder in writing. So great, huh? Okay. So I'm looking at not AI produced. That's good. Forward this to here. And here. Okay, that's a very long essay, I have to say. That's like 400 words. I mean, it's not too much longer than mine, in all fairness. Okay, increasing number of developing countries are currently expanding their tourist industries. Why is this the case? Yeah, there are a lot of problems in the topic. Grammar and spelling, But okay. So why is this the case? Is it a positive or negative development? So expanding tourism. All right, let's see. In recent years, more and more developing countries have been growing their tourist industries, uh, their tourism industries. This can be attributed to two key factors: financial income from tourism and job creations for locals. Although expanding tourism has its own advantages, I believe this trend is largely negative due to the harm it causes to the environment and the likelihood of relying too much on tourism. So, one reason for this trend is that tourism brings in money fairly quickly. When people visit a country, they spend money on hotels, food, tours, transport, and souvenirs. The sum of money spent by tourists also grows significantly during certain seasons when the number of tourists reach its peak. This is a very helpful and generous way of making money for countries, especially those that do not have other strong industries yet. Okay, I like the task response. I'm not a big fan of language. So you're saying fairly quickly, uh, but you didn't talk about the speed, like how quickly, how fast the money comes. You just talk about the amount of money that comes. So just say tourism can be very lucrative. Tourism can be extremely lucrative, right? That'd be a more fitting topic sentence. And then, yes, I don't like this. It's a very helpful way way of making money. This is a helpful and generous. Yeah, that doesn't fit. This is a very, I would say, effective way of making money. So second reason would lie, just lies. In opportunities for locals when countries are visited by foreign tourists, this gives a way to job creation. So the second reason is lies in job creation. That's it, right? Keep it concise. For example, more workers would be required not only at airports and hotels. Job creation lies in job creation. Mhm. So, an increase in visitor numbers mhm, often requires more workers at airports and hotels. As well as such as taxi companies, local guides, local blah 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 blah. All in all, these benefits are encouraging countries to expand their tourism. Mhm. Yes. As a result, unemployment rates drop. And economy and the economy expands or something. I don't know. I, however, firmly believe that this development is negative as a whole because of the downsides that growth in tourism can bring about. Just stop here. You're not saying anything significant, anyways, after that. So, the most notable disadvantage would be the damage it causes to the environment. Tourists often visit natural natural sites, natural sites. maybe. Like mountains worse for beaches during their travel. Unfortunately, also tend to leave their trash on the beaches, step on fragile plants in the mountains, or even scare away animals in the forest. This may result in natural beauties being ruined because of tourists' carelessness. Scary, okay. Okay. Another drawback would be overdependence on tourism. To earn a significant sum of money regularly, depending solely on tourism is not favorable. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when flights were cancelled, borders were closed, and people were kept at home, millions of jobs in the tourism sector disappeared overnight. Relying heavily on the one source of income would be risky. To conclude, the compelling advantages, including easy access to money and job opportunities, are causing developing countries to focus on tourism. However, this shift is generally negative as it contaminates nature, and countries may depend too much on tourism. Okay, it's gonna be like 7.5. 8 for task response, hopefully 8 for CC as well, and 7 for grammar and vocabulary. Very well done, generally. So the only problems concern your language use. So vocabulary and grammar. I tried to highlight the some of the errors, but there are a few more. And but I mean overall it's pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna use ChatGPT to correct the correct and refine the language issues in the Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Anderson. All right. Next up on the agenda is writing task 1. Okay. I have just copied this topic from CDI Report Telegram channel, so shout out to them. They're doing a very useful job for IELTS instructors and candidates. So the charts below give information about players of electronic games in South Korea in 2003. Age of players, gender of players, and types of games they like. These are electronic games. What the hell is a role play game? Like electronic role play game. Yeah, what's up with that? Anyway, so the age, it tends to be under 18 and 18 to 36, under 18. Mm-hmm. Are under 36, yes. Significant majority are under 36. And they're predominantly male. And what is it? Action games are by far the most popular. Yeah, I'm just looking at the highest numbers because that's the only thing that matters in this chart. And I'm going to do 3 buddy paragraphs, or maybe 2. Maybe age and gender in the first buddy, and then the type of games in the second buddy. Yeah. Okay, but I'm kind of bored, so I'll do it off stream a bit later. Okay, guys, that's it. That's it for today.